extended to data network. Computer network. Then computer network extended to or IoT. It's not a different network. Don't think a different network. Already your mobile phones, your computers, we are using internet. The same internet network we are using for our device to connect and exchange the data. Okay, it's not a different internet. Same internet, whatever everybody is using mobile phone, using computer, laptops, we are using internet. The same internet connectivity we are using for our office. So this is the first answer. Very clear. It's Internet of Things. Any doubt you can ask. Because if you have a, suppose you are feeling that this is other choice, any doubt we'll discuss. So what are the technologies used in this IoT? What are the technologies used? What is required? As far as my discussion, initial 5 minutes I discussed. What is required here? Is what you understood? What is required for this connectivity? Sensors, I told already. Computer network, simply you can say, no, don't say router, switch, bridge. All are part of computer network. So no need to mention separately router, switch. All are comes under a computer network. We are using that network. So some Wi-Fi technology is required, wireless technology. So here, which of the following technologies have unified and has resulted in the evolution of IoT? So do we really require these A, B, C high power embedded systems? What do you mean by high power embedded? Embedded system itself is a low power. Embedded system. Have you heard about embedded systems? It is generally operating with low power. So definitely there is wrong answer. This cannot be high power. So low power. So supercomputing we are not using in our embedded. In our IoT we are not using supercomputing. So what computing we are using we will discuss. But not supercomputing. Okay. Then engine technologies are also. So we require sensors, wireless sensor networks, Wi-Fi technology, cloud, and all the necessary components for this. That's all. So answer is above components are not required for our IoT. There is sensor, you have to take care. There is no sensor, there is no sensor network, there is no Wi-Fi, there is no computer network. So all are not relevant to our IoT. Not relevant to IoT. Yeah, this is second whole. So which are the following are enablers of IoT? Now here the question is, what are the components required for IoT? And again there are some other components are listed. A, RFID technology, the B, nanotechnology, C, sensors. So now the answer is sensors, already I told you. RFID also we use. RFID means what? In all supermarkets and all we are using different purchasing items. We are discussing what are the enablers of IoT. What technology is required for IoT development? That is the question here. What technology is required for IoT? What is required here? RFID. What is RFID? RFID tags. Okay, RFID tags are used in the supermarket for detecting different objects, different items. There is a tag. RFID technology is used. Nanotechnology is also nowadays used in IoT. Nano devices. Nowadays we are using medical fields, various fields we are using nano devices. All very small particles. Nano injections, nano robots, nanotechnology in various kinds of things. So, nanotechnology, sensors is very much required. Without sensor, there is no IoT. Without sensor, there is no IoT. So, definitely, all these components are enabling an IoT technology. They are boosting. Without this, IoT is impossible. Without RFID, without nanotechnology, without sensors, there is no IoT. So the answer is all of the above. Next. Which of the following is not a function of IoT gateway? So gate, you have to know about gateway. You have to know about gateway. What is IoT gateway? place various sensors and we collect data from all the sensors. We collect all the data. We aggregate all the data. Combine. Then we process the data locally. We call it as a fog computing. And then we send by using Wi-Fi network. We send it to the cloud. Where we send the data? We send to the cloud. Cloud means what? Internet servers. Various servers are there. Where we place our data in the cloud. Why we are placing the data in the cloud? Because to access remotely any location. Suppose you have some data here. How many students are taking this class? Camera, sensor, and collecting data, and putting it in the cloud, so that anybody can access remotely what is going on. This video also you can put it live. Like this. The gateway. What is the role of gateway here? This complete data collected from all the sensors in one node, central node, collect all the data in the central node. From there, the gateway which transfer the data after some kind of processing, because it's computing. To compute it, if the redundant data is removed, and then we process it what is required. Then after extracting the required information, we send it to the using gateway, we send it to the cloud. That is the gateway. This is the intermediate node. Sensor is one node. That is connecting all the central nodes. Then gateway. Then it goes to the cloud. So connects the IoT LAN to a WAN. So LAN means what? Local area network. WAN is wide area. Here the terminology very confusing because you are not aware of computing networks. Local area network means normally in a computer lab you are connecting some system in the network. We call it local area network. It is small region. It is small 100 meters, 200 meters, 50 meters distance. It's a local network. That is called LAN. What is WAN? Wide area network. Example, internet. Internet is example of wide area network. All the devices are connected. So many devices. So wide area network. And connecting LAN to WAN. Why it is connecting LAN to WAN means, suppose I have so many sensors placed in one region. All of them are connected in network because I have to collect data together. Right? Suppose there are 5 nodes connected here, 5 sensor nodes. I have collect data from 5 nodes. They are in a network now. They are connected to the central node. That means they are all in the network. So that is called local area network. Why the term LAN is coming here? Because all the sensor nodes, they are connected locally. That is called LAN. Now this LAN is connecting to WAN through gateway. This LAN, local area wireless sensor network, is connecting to large wide area network, which is the internet. So answer A is correct or not? Answer A is correct or not? Answer A is correct. But we say this is not a function. It is a function. So then, can implement several LAN and WAN? Yes, it will implement several LANs and WANs. It will implement several LANs and WANs. So both are correct, A and B. IoT gateway function is connecting LANs to WANs. But what the question is, he asked reverse. Confusing. Not a function, but they are the functions. So what is the answer? What is the answer? So here you have to get an answer. Maybe take a time and answer. And then you say A, B, both are correct. So the explainer said not a function either. Just a confusing. It's not either A, not. Understood or not? Gateway function is connecting LAN to WANs. LAN to WANs. Extending LAN network to WAN network. Wide area network. So, you're writing or not? Please make a note, otherwise you will forget. You have at least 3-4 days time to prepare. Please revise once again. So IoT gateway functionality is extending your sensor nodes to the internet. IoT gateway function, because same question is not expected again in the exam, right? He may ask which of the following is a function of gateway. Question in the internal is like this, not a function. Maybe in the end exam, may ask differently. If you know the points, then any question related to this you can answer. Not exactly same question will not repeat. Generally, 30% questions will repeat like exactly same, but remaining 60-70% they will change the questions. Until unless you know the concept, you cannot answer. Okay, they will change. So that please listen carefully, not just knowing the answer. To listen, even if this question is changed a little bit, you can answer. If you don't listen, just by hiding all the answers, that's not fair, because you will not pass. Only 30% questions may exactly repeat, but 60-70% will change. So the answer is yes, neither A nor B. And the IoT gateway functions you can note down. Gateway function is extending your wireless sensor networks to wide area networks, LAN to WANs. That's the main point. Why I am calling LAN? Because all the sensor nodes are connected in the LAN. All the sensor nodes are connected in the local area network. Why they are connected in the network? Because I have to collect data from all the nodes, not one node. If I place a sensors, I will collect from all the nodes. Sometimes one or the two sensors may fail. So I get collectively from different sensors. Even one node fails, the other node is in operation, I can collect the data. It is like that. Multiple nodes. There are many reasons why we are keeping multiple nodes. Suppose, for example, this technology to understand. Suppose what is the room temperature of this classroom? What is the room temperature? So I can give one sensor. Now currently temperature is hot, right? Because so many students are sitting, it will be more than 30 degrees. Okay. If I place one sensor at the corner, it will measure some temperature. If I place one sensor here, it will be a little bit different. So what I do is, I keep multiple sensors. I will take the average. One sensor corner, another sensor there, another sensor this corner, this corner, this corner, central I will keep another sensor. 5 sensors are there. I will collect all the data from 5 sensors. Like that I place multiple sensors. Always there is a requirement of multiple sensors. Single sensor, hardly we use single sensors. We have multiple sensors. Okay? Next. The ITU, please read the question. ITU vision is approaching reality as the present-day network devices have outnumbered humans on Earth. ITU, what is ITU? International Telecommunication Union. International Telecommunication Union. It's a regulation body. Worldwide, they are going to set the standards. It's a regulating body. It's an International Telecommunication Union. What is their prediction? Their vision means, what is their vision on our IoT? Is approaching reality as the present day network devices have outnumbered humans on Earth. That means what is the meaning of this? IT vision is present how many population? What is the world population? Worldwide population is how much? How much? 8 billion. Okay, worldwide population. Now how many IoT devices are there? It will be more than the world population. It will be more than the world population. Why it is like that? Even now, you are having one mobile phone. Some of you are having 2 phones. Sometimes I see people are using 2 phones. 2 devices are there. And if some devices are connected along with you, some devices also connected. Your fan is connected. Your light is connected. Your projector is connected. Your washing machine is connected. Your air conditioner is connected. Your biometric machine is connected in our college. Biometric machine is already connected to internet. The data is going to the JNT server. Like this, how many devices? Can you believe? It will be outnumbering the number of people on the earth. That is IT vision. So it is true. The answer is true. The answer is true. Means the number of devices which are connected in the IoT are more than the population. That means why it is, because we have to stressing on the importance of IoT. Next question. In multi-homing, A node network is connected to multiple networks for improved reliability. So this is also, answer is true. A multi-homing means multiple networks. Multiple networks are connected to improve reliability. Reliability means suppose we can't rely on one network always. Why this reliability concept is coming? Even in internet also, forget about IoT. In internet, normal conventional internet, you are accessing Gmail. There is a Gmail server. It is located somewhere in Mumbai or Delhi. Suppose that server failed. Did you anytime get an error, something like Gmail server is not working? When you access on internet, www.gmail.com, when you click this on the browser, did you ever get this error like Gmail server is busy or Gmail server is not working or it is failed? Anybody got this error? No. Why it is so? Because it is not simple one Gmail server located on the internet. There are multiple servers. Even one fails, other will take over automatically within fraction of second. Even one network fails, immediately your request goes to another Gmail server located in Singapore for Asian region. So like there are mirror servers. There are mirror servers, image servers, we call them images. Multiple servers located. Even this fails, another. Switch over automatically. It happens like that. So that is called multi-homing networks. So it is to improve reliability, the network should be reliable. I should rely on the network. Means multi-homing concept is used. Okay? Reliability will increase. Next. Again another question has come. Just now I was telling IoT gateway. You can answer now. Just see the question. Options. Look at the options. Just now I told you 2 points on IoT gateway. Connecting IoT LAN and WAN to internet. I already told you. We are connecting LAN to WAN. Local area networks, we are extending to wide area networks. You can implement several LANs and WANs. Or this is also an option. Forward packets from LAN to WAN. So all of them are giving same meaning almost. A, B, C. A, B, C. Almost extending data from local networks to wide networks. So that is what is possible using gateway. So what is the answer? All of them. Next. IoT proxy performs active application layer functions between IoT nodes and other entities. So here you have to know about little bit about computer network layers. Any idea about layers? Network layers. Actually in a computer networking, the functionality, you want to transfer data from one system to other system. It is implemented in the form of layers. The complete job of transferring data from one system to other system is partitioned into layers. A layer means a small software program. Layer means a small, always remember, layer means a small program. Mostly it is software program. We have set of layers for networking. To make networking possible, to make inter-networking or local area networking possible, we have a set of functions required. We have to implement some set of functions. So this functionality is implemented using layers. So there are ISO OSA model we have. ISO, note down, ISO OSA model. ISO OSA model. Open Systems Interconnection Model. In this we have 7 layers. What are those layers? Application layer, application layer, presentation layer. Those who are aware of it, no problem, because you are from electrical background. That's why I am. Electronic students, they have this course, computer networks. Application layer, presentation layer, session layer, application layer, presentation layer. It will be like this actually. you can write application layer. It's the top layer. Application layer is the top layer. Next we have a presentation layer. Presentation layer. Session layer. Transport layer. Network layer. Data link layer. Physical layer. So like this layered architecture you have to understand to know about computer networking or data communications. How data transfer from one system to other system, from one device to another device in the internet. Your sensor is connected to your local network. You are using this data in some other place, through some other device you are accessing this data, right? Suppose now I want to operate my AC at my home. Just listen, practical scenario. I want to operate because I am leaving at 3:30. I want to switch on my AC at 1 o'clock. How it is possible? Nobody is there in my home. Nowadays there are applications, apps, mobile apps. Just open an app, relate your air conditioner. There is an app, you can set 3:30, switch on the AC. By the time I reach my home, it will be cool. Like this I can control. So what is it? Now this is IoT network. There is a sensor attached to my AC. It is sensing continuously and it is sending the data to cloud. In my mobile I am accessing, is it AC is on or not? I can see here, AC on or not. What is the temperature in my room also I can see. Now it is 25 degrees. Now it is 40 degrees. So then I want to switch on. I can see the data in my mobile. Where I am now, I am here in college, but I am accessing data of my home, which is somewhere. Maybe in US also I can access any data, internet. Once it is internet, once it is connected to internet, anywhere I can access. Anywhere I can monitor, I can control, not even just monitoring. I can control, I can switch on, I can switch off. I can do so many things. So this is like this. So the networking to make it possible, the functionality, I am not going to details just because we cannot complete this if I go to networking. Because application, these are the layers required. So here he is talking about application layer. Generally, the user interacts with the application layer. Any application in a computer, application layer means your browser. You want to access your Gmail. You want to check your mails. What is application layer in that? There is some application program. You access application layer first. Then what is physical layer? Just top and bottom layers I'll tell. Application layer is you're accessing the system. That is application layer. What is physical layer? How this system is connected to the internet or local area network. Through wired cables, coaxial cables, fiber optic cables, Wi-Fi network, Zigbee, some protocols are used. Wired, wireless, that is physical layer. Data has to go, no? It has to go to the central node, from there to the gateway, from there to the cloud. Always remember this first explanation. Sensors, multiple sensors, central node, then gateway, then cloud, then remotely accessed. Picture you should have always in the mind. This is for every question this picture should be there. What is happening in IoT? That is happening in IoT. Okay. So application layer functions, IoT nodes and other entities. To connect other nodes and other entities, application layer proxy is used. So that is true. Next. Gateway has a dash address prefix which can be used to identify them globally. Yeah, this is about addressing. If you are aware of computer networks, like you all have some address. What is it? Every student has some unique ID. Every student has one unique ID. Once you reach in college for undergraduate program, you will be given, the university will be given some ID. What What is your ID? ID 31. ID means your roll number 231. Okay. Some number is assigned to every student. Similarly on computer network or data network also, every system is being assigned one address. That we call it as an IP address. We call that as IP address. So here, similarly, the gateway also has some address. Now, because in the communication, addressing is must. Every device, every IoT device, a fan, suppose I am or AC, or refrigerator, or microwave oven, whatever I am connecting in the network, that device requires some address. With that address only it will communicate. Otherwise, who is sending? The other person should know. I am receiving data. From whom I am receiving? From which object I am receiving? From fan I am getting, or from light I am getting? From my AC I am getting? From refrigerator I am getting? From microwave oven what I am getting? Some data I received. From where I received? How do I know? Through address. Yeah, from this address I received this data. So every device which is connected in the IoT is assigned one IP address. It just follows the traditional computer network addressing. Same addressing, IPv4, IPv6, IP versions actually there. IP, Internet Protocol, write down IP, Internet Protocol version 4, Internet Protocol version 6. So if you want to allow, because there is no time here, if you want to explore more, just Google it. Just Google whatever the term, IPv4 addressing. So you can get the details. It is a 32-bit address, it has some format. So you can know the details. Okay? That is all about address. So a gateway has some non-unique, it will be a unique or unique always. A device should have a unique address. Right? By simple logic, common sense, we can answer this question. It should be unique. Cannot be duplicate or multiple address. Next. Yeah, just now I am talking about IPv4. There is a question on IPv4. Just now I told you IPv4. IP version, IPv4. What is this IPv4? Internet Protocol version 4. Internet Protocol version 4. This is the one addressing format. It's a 32-bit address. Every device. How many digits are there in your roll number? 7 digits or 8? How many digits? 10 digits in your ID. 10 digits. Similarly, here 32-bit IP address is there for every device in the IoT as per IPv4. So remember, just memory question. Just remember, it is 32 bits to represent address. Because I will not go details, just IPv4 is 30. Next. The destination address. Here there is source address and destination address. Why I am source and destination? Because you are transferring data from one system to other system, from one device to other device. So source address is there. From where you are sending, from which node you are sending, from which IoT device you are sending, and to where it is going. Destination. Source, destination. So both are having addresses. That has IP address, this has IP address. Every system is taking part in the networking has an address. So 32-bit address. So destination also, if a source is having 32-bit, this student also having same number of digits, this other student also having same number of digits. Different, huh? All are having similar number of digits, right? In all your roll numbers, same number of digits are there. Similarly here also, source, destination are every device. In fact, whoever is taking part in the network has all same addresses, 32 bits. Next. We can sense temperature. We can sense temperature using what? Sensor is the answer. Directly. Sensor is the answer. But do you have that answer? There are other options. Actuator. Actuator is another device. It's like a motor. Motor is example of actuator. Motor. Transducer. Transducer, to some extent it is correct, but not perfectly correct. Sensor is a perfect answer. Okay, sensor is a perfect answer. So there is no option sensor here. There is no sensor option. So what is the option then? Sensor, none of these. So we don't require actuator. We do require a processor. Processor and it. After sensing, we get a data. We process it using a processor. But here the question is, we can sense temperature using what? Sensor. Temperature sensor. That's all. So next. So successful. Oh, we have. A sensor is not only sensed to measured property, but it also influences the measured property. False. It just senses only. It doesn't do anything else. It doesn't influence the sensed data. It just senses and passes the data to the next node. That's all. It won't influence on the properties of this. So that's the answer is false. Next. Based on the output, sensors are classified as what? Based on the output. Based on the sensed output. Nowadays, sensors are completely digital. Nowadays, sensors are digital. Initially, they were analog. The output is analog signal, continuous time varying signal. Suppose your temperature, a continuous data will be getting, like a continuous wave, sinusoidal waveform, increasing, decreasing, like this you will have a continuous signal. That is analog, we call it, analog signal. But those things cannot be processed by a microcontroller or microprocessor. Analog data cannot be processed by a microprocessor, microcontroller. So we have digital sensors. So the output is analog and digital. There are two types. Earlier we have analog sensors. Nowadays digital analog sensor along with A to D converters. Analog to digital we are coupled together. We are getting a hybrid chip like directly available. Sense temperature, direct digital data 1 0 0 0 1. Zeros and ones only output. Directly you can feed it to the microcontroller. It will understand the zeros and ones. Your sinusoidal signal microcontroller doesn't understand. I don't know. I can't process. It will just simply discard that. So digital data is required for processing. Digital data is required for processing. So that's why nowadays sensors are available in the digital mode. Originally it is sensing analog, but analog to digital conversion is done and then available as a digital sensor. Okay. So answer is analog and digital both are available. Next, I think last question. What is the full form of SMP? Note down, Simple Management Protocol. SMP means Simple Management Protocol. That is one protocol actually. Simple Management Protocol. Simple Management Protocol. It's a lightweight protocol. It is a lightweight protocol for managing and monitoring IoT devices. For managing and monitoring IoT devices. It's a lightweight protocol for managing and monitoring IoT devices. So, but in the options, it is not given. It is some different things are given, not a protocols. So, answer is D, because definition is not there, not matching with any ABC. It is not matching with ABC. So, answer is D. Or for your information, I am giving the details also. Simple Management Protocol. So, first week successfully complete. Any doubts you can ask? And please don't make noise, don't talk here because it's a crowdy. So many students are sitting. If you talk, it will disturb others who are seriously listening. Okay? Written, Simple Management Protocol for managing and monitoring IoT devices. Because why I am telling extra information, because the question may change. Here in this question like this, but in the exam, he will ask you. Actual definition he may put in one option. Okay. So shall we? Any questions? Any doubts related to these 15 questions? Anything you can ask. this terminology, whatever you come across new words, anything, please let me know. Layer, I told you layer is a software, small function, software program. Sensor, layer, node, Wi-Fi, gateway, cloud, all these are clear? Any doubt in this? You can next proceed to second. Based on functionality, MQTT is what? It is a message queuing telemetry transport. It is a message queuing telemetry transport protocol. Message queuing telemetry transport protocol. Telemetry transport. Message queuing telemetry transport protocol. It is also a lightweight protocol. For sending data from machine to machine. From device to device. So here the option is data. It is sending data from one machine to another machine. We call it M2M, machine to machine communication. M2M. Sometimes this terminology is used. M2M is nothing but machine to machine data communication protocol. Message queuing telemetry transport protocol. So I am giving extra information. So the answer options are, only the option is B here. Okay. Next question. Again there is another question on the same protocol, MQTT. MQTT is a dash based lightweight protocol for use in conjunction with TCP/IP protocol. It is asking details about this protocol, MQTT. Publish, subscribe. The answer is actually publish, subscribe. Publishing means, you have to understand these two terms, publish and subscribe. What is publish? The sensor which is collecting the data, sensitive data, is going to publish. It is going to put on the central node. It will place the data. It is called publishing. Understand? Once it is published, you have published some data on the server or the cloud. I will subscribe it. I will pay some amount. Take the subscription. Then I can access the data. It is not freely available on internet, on the cloud. Data is not freely available because we are setting up these sensors, multiple sensors, network, gateway. How can I give it freely to others? How can I give the data freely to others? It's not like a Gmail account. Gmail, of course, it is a free. Gmail is free. You can access. But this IoT network, I am placing sensors for some purpose. I am getting the data and collecting, processing using computers and then sending data to the cloud. So this terminology is publish and subscribe terminology is followed in this protocol. Publish means the sensitive data is published. The subscriber will subscribe it, will pay subscription amount and it will use the data. Without subscription, he cannot access the sensor data. So that is called publish, subscribe, lightweight protocol. Always in this IoT, we come across lightweight protocols only. Lightweight means they are having the software is also small, efficient, optimistic, consumes less power, less time, or less small size code. That is called lightweight. Protocols are lightweight means because the embedded devices, sensor devices are not huge. Small data has to be processed. So lightweight protocols are used. Always lightweight protocols are only used in IoT networks. Until unless it is a big complex IoT system, we don't use a small, most of the applications we use lightweight protocols. Okay. So this is the answer is publish, subscribe is the answer. Next. Again the same question. Again a dash controls publish, subscribe messaging pattern in MQTT. Who is controlling this? Who controls? The answer is publishers will control. They just publish. Suppose I am the publisher, I put the data. I just publish the data. I sense the data, I process it, I publish it. Then subscriber will subscribe and will use. Then who is this? Another person. Broker. Broker is going to control. Broker, what is the role of broker? What is the role of broker? He is like a mediator. Settling person. Who subscribed, who not subscribed, to whom I should give access. All this controlling. Controlling is taken care by broker. So broker is plays an important role in this publish subscribe model. Broker plays an important role in the publish subscribe model. So publishers are not controllers, subscribers are not controllers. These two are not controllers. Only broker is a controller. Only broker is a controller. It's clear? Next. I think if you listen carefully, you can answer directly in the exam. Same question comes, you remember easily. Because we have only 4 days time, so we can easily. In MQTT, the publishers are lightweight sensors. Already I told they are lightweight. Already I told they are lightweight protocols. The sensors operate with lightweights. It's a lightweight protocol. So, answer is true. Question 5. Next question. Which of the following is MQTT designed for? MQTT designed for what? This protocol is designed for what? Is asking. This protocol is designed for remote connections. I'm always telling remotely I access the data. So remote connections will fit. Will justify, right? Then limited bandwidth. Already I told all the resources are limited in IoT. All the resources are limited in IoT networks. Limited resources. We have limited memory, limited processing power, limited lightweight protocols, limited size, less in time, all like this. So, limited bandwidth, small code footprint. Already I told software program is also very, very less. A small program. If program is huge, it itself takes a lot of time. It occupies more space in the memory. Because we don't have that much memory. It's not a computer. It's a small node. Very small in size. Don't expect like a computer or mobile. An IoT node is very small. A sensor along with small processing unit. Small size like this. You can't expect a huge memory to store your program. So it is all limited. So limited bandwidth, small code, footprint. So remote connections, the protocol is designed for all this. So options all are correct. So answer is all of them. Next question. A dash to which the client is subscribed is updated in the form of messages and distributed by dash. I told you already subscription. Somebody will subscribe. I want the data, the sensor data I want. So here some topic, a topic to which client is subscribed. Client means the one who is taking subscription to know the data, to know the sensor data. That's called subscriber. So some topic, some data we subscribe. Then in the form messages and distributed by the, who is distributing this? Broker, because there are no subscribers in this region. So I need not send to this router. There are subscribers in this region. I have to send to data to this. So like this I manage distribution of sensitive data in the networks. I manage distribution of sensitive data distribution. Who has to manage? Somebody has to manage. Suppose no subscriber here. Suppose there is no Airtel subscriber in this region. Just a practical example I tell you. Because they are all using phones. Nobody is there in Airtel subscriber here. Do I need to have a tower here? There is no single Airtel subscriber in the Bahadurpalli, this region. And I need to place a tower. All are BSNL subscribers. So BSNL will put a tower there. So like this. The broker has to distribute like this. Data is available. Subscribers are that side. So I have to transfer the data there. So he will take care of all this. Okay. So distribution of messages, updations, all this is broker. There are dash number of all these are asking almost one assignment is totally on MQTT protocol. So always please watch video once again. Those who are not attended these questions before, watch once video about MQTT protocol because all the questions, so many questions are coming on the same protocol. Okay, keep that point in mind. MQTT is the important protocol. Almost 6-7 questions on the same topic. So MQTT, there are five answer is 5. I will tell you the 5. What are the 5? 5 number of methods are there. Note down. Connect, publish, connect. There are 5 methods in this protocol. Connect, publish, subscribe, unsubscribe, disconnect. Connect, publish, connect, publish, subscribe, unsubscribe, and disconnect. Like every protocol has some methods. Like in HTML protocol also we have some methods. Get, put, push, those things. Similarly, this also has some methods. Actually for computer science and other branches it will be easy. All these courses they will be learning. So it will be very dead easy for them. But for triple it will be hard this course. Okay, 5 methods you have written. Connect, publish, subscribe, unsubscribe, disconnect. There are total 5 methods in this protocol. So the answer is 5. Okay, next. Again same protocol. So many questions coming on the same protocol. Publish, subscribe in MQTT is event driven and enables message to be pushed to clients. Is it event driven or not? Okay, based on the event driven. Event means some request has come from somebody, then it will respond. Is it not event driven? So the answer is event driven. MQTT is event driven. So answer is event. A client request, I received a request from some particular client. I received a request, I want so and so data. Then immediately the event is triggered. The broker responds. He distributes the data. He shares it in the network. He goes to the corresponding destinations. Like that. Next. Again MQTT. SMQTT. Just extension. Protocol extension. SMQTT. Already MQTT I told you before. Message queuing telemetry transport. S means stands for secure. Adding security to it. Adding security. There is no security sometimes. If it goes to the users without security means it's encryption. Some encryption algorithms are used. Data is encrypted. Without knowing password you cannot open the file. Something like that. Without password you cannot open the file. It is encrypted. So with password you can open the data and you can access. So security is also incorporated in this. If security is also added, we call it as SMQTT. If security is also added, we call it SMQTT. Next. 10th question. Similar to HTTP. What is HTTP? Yeah. Hypertext Transfer Protocol, which is one application layer protocol in computer networks. It's an application layer protocol in computer networks. So similar to HTTP, what is COAP? COAP stands for Constrained Application Protocol. Note down. Constrained Application Protocol. Constrained Application Protocol. Constrained. CO stands for Constrained Application Protocol. Constrained. Because in our protocols we have some constraints. What are the constraints in our IoT networks? What are the constraints in IoT networks: less power, less memory, less processing, small in size. All protocols are constrained application protocols. So these methods are used. Get, put, push. Small methods are used in this protocol. So the answer is all of them. All of them is the answer. All of them. They are all the methods in that protocol. Because these methods are all already familiar. This get method, put method, already those who are knowing about HTTP, those who learned about hypertext transfer protocol. Hypertext, where we use hypertext? Hypertransfer protocol. On internet we use for browsing. Every address, every URL has some address. http://www.google.com. So what is the protocol you are using? The application protocol? HTTP in internet. That is the top layer protocol in internet, data networks. Top layer, because in the layers I told no. Here application layer. Here we use HTTP. Every layer has some protocols. This layer some protocols. This layer some protocols. This layer TCP. This layer IP. Then IPv6. I told no IPv6 v4 for address, IP addresses. That is the network layer. Every layer some set of protocols are there. This layer has to be implemented using protocols. So next. Yeah, what is it? COAP protocol is a client-server interaction-based protocol that is asynchronous or datagram-oriented transport protocol such as UDP. UDP actually in this transport layer, sometimes we use UDP also. Transmission Control Protocol (TCP), User Datagram Protocol (UDP). User Datagram Protocol. TCP is Transmission Control Protocol. UDP is User Datagram Protocol. So these are the protocols used in the transport layer in the OSI model. These are the protocols used in the transport layer. Every layer requires some protocols. Protocol means set of rules and regulations. Set of rules and regulations written. So the answer is what now? So because you should know whether it is using TCP or UDP. The question is, sometimes TCP is used, sometimes UDP is used. This is connection oriented, this is connectionless. So I had to explain a lot actually about this. It takes time, but the answer is it is using UDP. Just remember, UDP. It is using UDP. So UDP is used, hence it is true. UDP is used, hence it is true. COAP here. Here COAP. Here UDP. This protocol using this protocol. That protocol using this protocol. Actually, protocol layers how they are developed in a sense. Top layer will take the services of next layer. This layer will take the services from this layer. This layer will take the service from this layer. This layer will take the service from this layer. Like this, like this. Suppose I want to send, just imagine what is this layer is. This is a marker here. I want to send it to the last voice. Can I throw like this? What happens? I just give it to you. Give it to the next year. Next year. Finally do it. Similarly in networking also, it starts from application layer. It will take the help of next layer. Then it will take the help of next layer. Next layer. Finally physical layer, data goes to the destination. It happens like that. So that is a layered concept, layered architecture. Next. What is the basic unit of data in AMQP protocol? What is AMQP here? Advanced Message Queuing Protocol. Advanced Message Queuing Protocol. Just note down the definition of that protocol. Advanced Message. Please don't talk, boys. Sitting backside. I am giving you points. You are not writing. Advanced message queuing protocol. Advanced message queuing protocol. And there are some different data units, chunk, byte, slit. But actually in this protocol, it uses frames. In this protocol, it uses data unit is frame. So frame is the answer. Frame is the answer for us. But unfortunately there is no that option. Frame. He has given different options. Chunk. Chunk is also data unit. Byte is also 8 bits. Byte. Slit. I did not come across in this slit protocol. So none of this is answer. None of these answer. Answer is what? Frame. That you read. Frame is answer. Frame is the answer. Every layer, here we call packets. Just I am telling. Here we call packets. Here we call frames. Here we call bits. Data is called differently in different layers. Data is called differently in different layers. Application data units we call here. Here we call segments in transport layer. In network layer we call them packets. In the data link layer we call them frames. In the physical layer we call them bits. So like this. Data unit is a frame. But here that option is not there. Answer is none of this. Next. Over. OSI model. Already I told you. How many layers are there? 5. 6.
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 I told. Already there is no answer. What is saying? 9. Is it correct? It's false. OSI model has answer also I am telling. Please note down that also. OSI model, Open Systems Interconnection Model. Open Systems, तो कोई model है, standard model है, standard reference, like religious reference होते हैं, Bible, Bhagavad Gita, reference, how to live a life, we have a reference. Same thing for a network protocols, we have to develop protocols. There is a reference model. You have to follow that reference. Okay, that is OSI is the reference model. Standard reference model. Of course, exactly we may not follow, but he gives some guidelines. These are the recommendations, guidelines, rules and regulations to be followed internationally. Because it's a computer network, not only India, China, India, Germany, Japan, all countries are participating in these IoT networks. So there is a standardization required. Without standardization, communication is not possible. Without standardization, communication is not possible. So, OSI model is the standard model in data communications in computer networks. It's a conceptual framework that divides any network communication system into 7 layers. The layers are this. You can note down. Those are not written, please note down the layers also. Application, presentation, session, transport, network, data link, physical. One break. Okay, 5 minutes will give break. We'll go a little fast from here because the basics are being covered in the first 2 assignments. Just pay attention. Boys, settle down. Wireless HART is the latest release of highway addressable remote transport transducer protocol. So the answer is true, because earlier there was a wired HART protocol, then it is just extended to wireless. So this is the latest improvement in the protocol. HART was a standard protocol used in the industrial IoT. Then they have same HART protocol, they have extended to wireless. So that is a extension. It is a latest release. So it is a latest boys. It is the latest release of Highway protocol. Next. See here, wired HART does not have a network layer. Is it true? Yes, it is true. Wired HART doesn't require a network layer. Boys, don't talk. Wired HART, because as I told you, there are two protocols, wired HART protocol and wireless HART protocol. Then this wired HART protocol does not have a network layer. See here, sometimes we don't require all the layers. Based on the functionality, we have only 4 layers into action, 5 layers into action. Sometimes presentation layer not required, sometimes session layer not required, like that. So all the layers may not be present in all the technologies. Okay. So here, wired protocol does not require network layer. Next. Wired HART protocol, physical layer. Physical layer means the bottom layer, physical layer. So the physical layer of wired HART, wireless HART, it follows the IEEE 802.15.4. That is a protocol standard from IEEE. IEEE, Institute of Electrical Electronic Engineers, international body. He will fix the standards for every layer protocols. Suppose I am a protocol developer, I have to follow that IEEE regulations. IEEE regulations. So this physical layer is based on IEEE 802.15.4. That is a number. Every layer, every protocol has some numbers. So it is following that standard. So just write down that. Next. So what is the frequency? Because it is a wireless HART operates only in -gigahertz ISM band. So actually in a Wi-Fi, because in wireless there are some frequencies we have to use for communication. So what are the frequencies used in this protocol is asking. So he mentioned some numbers here, 3.7 gigahertz, 4.8, but actually it is following 2.4 gigahertz ISM band. There are some specific bands we have to use for Wi-Fi communication. Wi-Fi communication, Bluetooth communication, Zigbee communication. We have some bandwidths. We have to use that specific bandwidth only. You are not allowed to use different bands. So this is the answer is 2.4 gigahertz ISM band. Okay, our band you have to use for communication. Next. How many channels wireless HART employs and exploits? How many channels of the ISM band? The answer is 12 channels. Note down. The answer is 15 channels. Sorry, 15 channels it will use. Answer is there. It's only 13, 14, 15 channels. You can note down the answer. Because in communications, we have some bands, specific frequency band, 2.4 gigahertz, it is divided into channels. Okay, some frequency band, small band from 200 megahertz to 210 megahertz, suppose some band is there, then that is divided into bands like this, it is divided. They are called channels. They are called channels. Entire band we don't require. We require some channel we operate our data. Suppose in GSM communication in mobile, from tower to my mobile phone, one channel is assigned to me, one channel only, one channel for my communication. The other channels are free. I can assign to other users. Like that, we use the concept. Okay. So 15 channels is the answer for this. Next. Channel block listing identifies channels consistently affected by interference, adds them from use again. Blacklisting identifies channels. Actually, the answer is true. Channel blacklisting identifies actually. It identifies the channels. It will blacklist the channels. Okay. So, and are they used again? Blacklisted? They don't use. Blacklisted channels are not used. Hence, the answer is false. And removes them. They are not used and they are removed. Blacklisted channels are removed and not used. Next. The wireless HART incorporates dash and dash to increase the reliability and security of the network. Reliability, channel hopping. Channel hopping means jumping from one channel to other channel. Hopping, like a frog hopping, right? I use some channel, suddenly, immediately, within no time, I jump to some other channel. That is called hopping. Channel hopping is used, and channel blacklisting for reliability. To improve the reliability, this hopping is required. Hopping, and this is also required, blacklisting. How to blacklist the channels. Okay. Channel hopping and blacklisting is the answer. Next. So this totally, last time that protocol, this assignment completely about a HART protocol. So you have to study HART protocol in detail. Wireless HART protocol relies on mesh networking for its communication, and each device is primed to forward packets from each layer to other device. So this is true. Answer is true. It forward packets from one device to other device in the mesh networking model. Okay, the answer is true. Next, Zigbee protocol. This is another wireless protocol. There are different protocols in wireless. Wi-Fi is one popular, everybody is using Wi-Fi. Bluetooth, Zigbee, small area, different networks are there like this. So Zigbee is also one protocol. More normally not used in our phones. Phones already Bluetooth is famous. Wi-Fi is famous in our mobile phones, smartphones. But Zigbee is used in industries. Zigbee is used in industries, industrial IoT. Is okay. Next, NFC. NFC is also another protocol. NFC is designed for use by devices within very small distance, within close by, very close by. This device, they use NFC. Near field communication, very nearby devices, very close by. Even Bluetooth also, if you are here, another device is very far, it will work. Bluetooth won't work. Bluetooth can inka very close, use NFC. Just side by side, they use NFC in industries, not in phones. Okay, Zigbee and NFC are used in the industry protocols. Very close proximity to each other. Okay, device ikkada undi, inko sensor node is very clear. Just in 10 meters, 5 meters. Okay. Next. NFC are of how many types? 2 types are there. Just remember this, 2 types of NFC, because we don't have time to discuss multiple types. Next. Smartphones are examples of an active NFC devices. Exactly, yes. Smartphones are example of active NFC devices, like they communicate using the protocols, 2 smartphones, 2 devices. Okay. Next, Bluetooth. I am telling Bluetooth, NFC, Zigbee, Wi-Fi. These are the protocols usually come. Bluetooth technology is based on what? HART is another protocol that we don't use, not in wireless. This here, HART is used in wired protocols. Zigbee is another wireless protocol. Ad hoc piconets are used actually in Bluetooth. In Bluetooth architecture, if you see the internal architecture of Bluetooth, they use piconets, small networks called piconets. So ad hoc piconets. Ad hoc means temporarily some network is formed and disappear. Again a small network is formed and disappear. They are called ad hoc. Temporarily it is formed. 2 devices together, they forms a network. Thus they are out of network. Another network is formed. That's why it is temporary. It is not permanent network. Ad hoc piconets are used in the Bluetooth architecture. Okay, remember that. Next, the link manager protocol in Bluetooth manages the establishment. Yes, it is true, because like this model, this OSI model is standard model. Every protocol, Zigbee, Wi-Fi, NFC, Bluetooth has a models like this, a layered architecture like this. Some of them may be having 4 layers, 5 layers, 6 layers, like that. I told you already, every technology need not use all the layers. Based on the requirement, based on applications, it will form its own model, but follows OSI. But different architecture, following the regulations of OSI, but different names, different layers like that. So, link manager protocol, actually this is something around coming in the data link layer. Data link, around this it will come in the data link, part of data link layer. Okay. It is true, answer is true. Link layer protocols we call them, data link or link layer. Next. Zigbee, what is the frequency used in Zigbee? What is the data rate in Zigbee? The answer you have to remember, it is 250 kilobits per second, but it is no option is not there. Next, write down 250 kbps, the data rate, kilobits per second, Zigbee. Yeah, next coming to what is WSN? Wireless sensor network. The nodes, whatever sensors are used in wireless sensor networks. Along with the wireless technology, we are calling them wireless sensor network. Wireless sensor network is a part of an IoT. Nodes are there, sensor nodes, and Wi-Fi technologies you are using. Together, we call it as a wireless sensor network. So, without this IoT is not possible. So, here he is talking about coverage. Coverage in wireless sensor network is defined as entire area. Is it possible to cover entire area? Always entire area is not possible. Every network, a wireless sensor network, has some limited area, some required area. I want to monitor the temperature, only this is my area to be monitored. Or the entire college or MREC campus is my area, not the entire village. Always some region is my target, not the entire. So, the answer is false. Reverse question. Okay. Next. In wireless sensor network coverage, we study how to deploy our active sensors to cover the monitoring area. Yeah, we deploy sensors in wireless sensor network. We deploy active sensors to cover the monitoring area. Yes, it is true. We deploying means setting up sensors. The sensors wherever required. I require in this forest area, I deploy sensors. Forest region, I want to send something there. Airflow I want to measure, or temperature, humidity, something I want to monitor. So, I deploy sensors. Okay, like that. True. Wireless water reservoir overflow monitoring in wireless is example of which type of reporting? Water reservoir overflow monitoring. Suppose there is an application called, you have a motor, like water reservoirs means tank, water tank, overhead tanks are there, no, at your homes, overhead water tanks. Sometimes we switch on the motor to fill the tank. Motor will pump the water from ground floor to the top, and it will get filled water. As soon as it is filled, there is some sensor sensing at what level, the level of the tank. Once it is crossed some level, threshold level, immediately it will pass some information to the motor. Motor will be automatically switched off. This is called a control system, an embedded system application. Okay. So, this is a event driven, not demand. So, there are different types of technology. Here it is called event driven. Whenever that event happens, whenever it got filled, tank got filled, when that event happens, then it will trigger. That is called event triggered based thing. Sometimes without event, some time based, scheduled, 10, 10:30, 12, 12:30, that is scheduled, not event, time based, that is event based. Okay. So, the answer is event driven is the answer for this particular application, water flow application. So, he will give different applications. So, he will ask whether event driven or time driven are different technology. So, here for this it is event driven. Okay. Next, objective of coverage in wireless sensor network is to use minimum number of sensors and minimize network lifetime. Is it true? Objective of coverage in wireless sensor networks, coverage in wireless is to use minimum number of sensors and network lifetime. Correct? Is it true or not? Maximum you require or minimum? Whatever is sufficient we use. We don't deploy so many. Always it is lightweight. Our things are lightweight. Our sensors are lightweight protocols. So we don't go for heavy thing, heavy equipment until unless we require it. Okay. Next. Sensor nodes in wireless can be of two types. What are the sensor nodes? Static sensor nodes and mobile sensor nodes. Actually here the nodes sometimes they are stationary. They are fixed at one place. Always sensing in that particular location only. But there are some nodes which are moving. Mobile, our mobile phone is example. Continuous, there is not at a fixed place. Today morning it is at city, Hyderabad somewhere. Now it is in Bahadurpalli, some other time some other place. Sensors are moving. They are called second category. Mobile sensor nodes. So static nodes and sensor nodes can be of only of two types, static and mobile. It is true. Two types of nodes always, static nodes and dynamic nodes are without moving nodes, mobile nodes. Nodes move అయితే ఉంటాయి. Sensor nodes move అయిపోతూ ఉంటాయి. ఒక ప్లేస్ కాదు. ఈ ప్లేస్ సెన్స్ చేస్తాయి. అక్కడ సపోజ్ ఈజ్ నాట్ గెటింగ్ సమ్ మెజర్మెంట్, ఇట్ విల్ మూవ్. Nodes automatically, physically they will move. They are relocated. Okay, maybe manual, maybe automatic. We are not sure how it is deployed. Based on the technology, it will be moving or fixed. Next. An inventory control system is an example of inventory control system. Just like a water tank, we have taken example. That is event driven. But here, this is on demand. All inventory based applications based on demand, based on the request. I require that data. So it is, this application is demand, on demand type, on demand request, demand reporting. The answer is demand, not event. First we got to understand it is not event. Water tank example was event. So he will ask different examples. Event driven or on demand or event driven. These are the two common things comes, event or on demand. Event is water type. You can just common sense you have to use. He will ask different question next time, different application, either event driven or demand driven, like that, or time driven. So next, on demand it is. Inventory is on demand. So most problems in static are classified as both area coverage is one problem, and barrier coverage. Barrier means there is one node here, another node here, just in between there is area is called barrier. Some area where I am getting sometimes data from this node, sometimes from this node, I am located in between. That is called barrier region. Barrier region in wireless sensor networks. So these are the two coverages: area coverage, barrier coverage. Who is covering barrier coverage? Barrier, this node or this node? Who to decide? How to decide? So some central node will decide. Central node will decide. Some decentralized approaches are also there here. Centralized approach where central node is going to monitor all this coverages, or decentralized approach, every node itself has to decide whether I have to sense or not, whether I have to act or not. Itself has to decide, or it will wait for the signal from the central node. Central node says something, it will follow. So there are two approaches: centralized approach, decentralized approach. So like this we have area coverage, barrier coverages. Two. Next. Both is the answer. What are the disadvantages of stationary? Stationary, what is the problem? Stationary node. Stationary node, what is the problem? Node failure. If node fails, that is a problem. Stationary node, because that is a region is expected to be covered by that sensor node only, but that got failed. So there is one problem. Okay. So what are the disadvantages? This one correct. And topology cannot be changed automatically, because topology is also we cannot change. If it is dynamic, we can change topology, because How these nodes are formed, mesh network, star network, how they are formed, hub, tree type structure. So this is called topology. This topology is how these nodes are connected, in what fashion they are connected. That is called topology, how they are connected. Bus topology, tree topology, mesh topology, star topology. We have, like in computer networks, same, similar models are there here. Okay, both A are A and B. Stationary, there is a problems. Okay, next. Next. MANET infrastructure-less network of mobile devices connected wirelessly in navigation follow the self-hop properties. Yes, it follows self-hop properties. Okay, just note down, it follows the self-hop properties. Next. Over. In mobile VSN, data moves collects the data from sensor nodes, is correct. Data moves means small nodes, they are in mobile OSN, that means they are changed. Node is changing from place to place. They are not stationary at one place, they are moving at different places. So the data moves will coverage. What is the advantage here? Both collect the data from sensor nodes. Actually, moles are connecting, collect the data from sensor nodes, goes to the sink and delivers the collector. That means it is something like going there to that place, collecting and handing over to the central node, something like that. It goes there wherever required, it captures and give it to the, suppose I told you to give a register to HOD, just you go there and give it to HOD, just like that. Moles are like that. They collect data, they are moving. They go to the place where it is required, the data, maybe a central node or to the gateway. ఎక్కడ కావాలంటే అక్కడికి వెళ్ళిపోతాయి మోల్స్. దే ఆర్ డైనమిక్. Okay, so both are correct. Data moves collect data from sensor nodes, goes to the destination also, goes to the destination wherever required. Sync, it is called sync. Sync, that is the sync, it will go there. That is the destination. Next. Dash senses different under the sea or water level parameters. Underwater, what is the network? Underwater deployments are there. There are sensors sometimes we deploy under the sea, under the ocean we deploy to collect some information, some data. So this is autonomous underwater vehicles. The answer is autonomous underwater vehicle. Okay, that the technology is called autonomous underwater vehicle, AUV. Over. Then AUV also note down. UAV is there written? Okay, leave it. Humans carry their devices and move around. Humans carry our mobile phones. Mobile phones always we carry with us. Sensors embedded within the devices record readings. Is it not? Your mobile phone, smartphone also has got inbuilt sensors, accelerometer, gyro sensors. We have some sensors in your phones, smartphones. So sensor readings are then transmitted for processing. The paradigm of sensing is known as what? Human-centric sensing. Human-centric sensing, because the sensors are deployed in the devices which are attached to the humans. Okay, they are attached to the humans. మనకే సెన్సర్ ఇక్కడే ఉంటాయి, మన బాడీలోనే ఉంటాయి, బాడీలోనే ఆ సెన్సర్స్, వాటి నుంచి డేటా ప్రాసెస్ అవుతుంది. అవి కాల్ హ్యూమన్ సెంట్రిక్ అప్రోచ్. హ్యూమన్ సెంట్రిక్, ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఈసీజీ రికార్డింగ్, ఈఈజీ ఆర్ ఈసీజీ, they keep sensors to collect data, heartbeat, like that. That is called human centric sensing. తెలుసు కదా, ఈఈజీ హార్ట్ బీట్ చెక్ చేస్తారు. Energy of devices and participant selection are two major problems in human centric senses. Energy of devices and participant selection. Actually, energy problem is in human centric sensing, the power required for our sensors, our sensor networks, is very difficult. Normally operated by a small batteries, button cells, or very low power devices. Battery, which is very biggest constraint. Power supply to the sensor network attached in the body area networks. Power is limited power. It won't work more than 1 hour, more than 2 hours. Very limited time. So that is the problem in this. Challenges. The following are the challenges in human-centric sensing is energy. Energy is a problem. Energy means supply, battery. Power giving to the energy networks. Okay, participant selection. Privacy of users. These are the 3 problems, actually not here. Next. So what is the topology I told no? What is the topology? What type of topologies are required? So here he says in UAV networks what is the topology means? Mesh and star, just remember this. Mesh and star topologies. Tree and bus are not there. Mesh and star. Next. So answer is both. Dash provides integrated services based on device collected data sets. So it is mesh to mesh application platform. Mesh to mesh. What is M2M? Already I told. M2M. Note down if you don't not written before. M2M stands for mesh to mesh application platform. Next. Over no. This is the last question in that. When different processing logic are applied to the same IoT network devices or applications, it gives rise to what? What problem? So when different logic, because when you are developing the layers for this IoT architecture, when you are developing the layers, because every IoT network has got some predefined set of layers, we need to write the programs for all this. When you are during the development of this layer development, during the development of these layers, when they are following different logic, we have we call that as a semantic conflict. Semantic means the meaning is not meaningful. Semantic conflicts will rise during the development of networks. Semantic conflicts. Next. Interoperability. Interoperability is required in IoT networks? Yes, true. Interoperability. Okay. Interoperability is a characteristic of product or our IoT system. Okay, it is true. Interoperability is important in the context of IoT so that physical objects remain isolated. Isolate होते हैं physical objects, all physical objects were interoperating. IoT in the definition itself I told, all physical objects were connecting. We are operating, interoperability is possible. But he says IoT so remain isolated. Is it isolating? We are isolating? No, we are connecting. He is asking, he is telling reverse. We are connecting, he is saying isolating. Isolating means separating. Is it separating? We are connecting objects, we are connecting devices. So that is not correct. Networks remain isolated. All these local area networks connected to wide area networks, are they isolated? They are connected, but he is saying isolated. So many questions are like that. Reverse is questioning. So be careful. So both are wrong. So answer is both are wrong. Answer is next. Next question. Use different programming languages such as JavaScript, Python, Java and others in example of heterogeneity in IoT. This brings in the need of interoperability. Yeah, because while development of these layers, we use programming language. As I told you, every layer is a software program. Most of the top layers are software based program. There is no hardware. complete the logic, the functionality is implemented in the software. So ultimately you have to use, who is talking? You have to use some programming language. So there are different languages. For application layer, we use some language. For transport layer, we use some language for development of those programs. So different programs are used. This is called heterogeneity. Is it supporting heterogeneity? Heterogeneous means different. Heterogeneous means different programming, different ways of developing the firmware, different ways of developing this layered software, different ways of developing this layered software. This brings in the need of interoperability. So answer is it has to enable, it has to support different programming languages for the development. And don't use JavaScript, don't use Java, don't use Python. If I put these restrictions, these constraints, IoT network will develop? No development. It will be stopped. If I say, yeah, you can use Java, you can use Python for this, yeah, everybody will start developing the layers, networks will develop, networks will expand, usage will increase, like that. Next. Interoperability, again is asking interoperability. Interoperability between devices and device use in terms of message formats is called syntactic interoperability. Is it true? Syntactic means there are two words always, syntax, semantics. Semantics means the meaning. Syntax means the structure, the logic, the program keywords, the structure, brackets, semicolons, that is called syntactics. So interoperability between device and device used in terms of message formats is called syntactic interoperability. Is it true or false? Little confusing. True? So what is the answer? Just see. Just move over. Just go back, front, back. Interoperability is syntactic interoperability. So that is true. Next. Universal. This is answer is directly given, not given, given. Yeah, here it is given. Middleware bridge. Mostly it comes here, somewhere fitting here. Data link and physical in between, that layer is there. Interoperable, universal middleware bridge. Some physical layer and data link in between it will come. Bridge. Okay. Next. UMB. How many, this one sensor actually, DHT11 is its temperature sensor, humidity sensor. Anybody knows? DHT11, both temperature and humidity. Temperature and humidity is one sensor. How many pins it has? How many pins it has? It has 4 pins. It has 4 pins. What are they? Voltages V in, analog voltage supply, one ground, one analog. 4 lines are there. I will tell you what is given here. Pin 2. What is the null? Okay, 4 lines you note down. What are the 4? One is voltage, one is data, one is null, one is ground. One is data. First is voltage, second is data. Note down the order. First is the voltage, that means supply voltage. Normally we give 5 volts supply, VCC, like a VCC, because it requires VCC. Sensor requires voltage, right? So that is, first is VCC, second is the data, the sensor data will come out from second pin, third is null, fourth is ground. Fourth is ground. So here the question is saying what is the third pin? Null is the third pin, but here is asking second pin is not correct, fourth pin is not correct, both are not correct, neither is correct. So the answer is neither A nor B. ఎందుకంటే null is third pin, 4 pins ఉంటాయి, ఇట్లా ఉంటుంది అది డయాగ్రామ్. If you open the Google, just draw DHT11, you type, it will be like this, 4 pins will be there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 pins unte daniki. Okay. Every sensor has some number. If you type in Google, you will get the details. What are the pins? What for they are used? Every pin description you can find. Next. Atmel Mega microcontrollers are used in this development. Arduino Mega microcontroller board is also known as, there is one name actually, 2560. It is not given in the list. 2560, note down. 2560. Mega 2560 is the answer. Mega 2560 as answer. Mega 2560. Better to note down that number. Just memory question. If you remember that answer, you can write. Because here all the 3 options are wrong. Answer is D. Correct answer is Mega 2560 model. That board, development board is, that is the name of that board. Arduino, Uno, Arduino Nano, like that we have different boards, development boards for embedded systems. Okay. Next. Dash provides high pressure rotary motion, 0 degrees to 180 degrees, which will provide motion. Actuators. What are the actuators? Popular actuators here. Valve is also actuator actually. Relay is also actuator. Motor is also best example of actuator. So for movement, motor is used. Servo motor. Servo motor, how much electrical people you are aware of motors? Okay. How much movement it can create? How many degrees? 360 possible or 180? If it is here, if starting here, 30 degrees, 40, like this, 50, 60, 90, up to 180 it is possible. Back not possible. Again it will be back. So only 0 to 180 degrees movement is possible in servo motors. Because for this movement other motor you have to use. For other 180 degrees. 2 motors you have to use. Okay. Reverse it is, you cannot do. So 0 to 180 degrees, answer is servo motor. These 2 are wrong. Relay is for switching purpose, relays. Automatic switching, connecting. So next. What does some code is given, one line of code. What does the following code snippet do in interfacing a servo motor with the Arduino Mega board? Int servo pin. Actually, when you are writing embedded system programs, there is a program model is initially we include the libraries required, header files, libraries required for the software. Then we use configurations, then we initialize. So this is the initialization called. This is called initialization. Int servo pin 12. That means pin number, microcontroller pin number 12 we are connecting servo motor. So that is called initialization. Okay. So declares, so what is the answer? Yeah, answer is declares pin for not, yeah, pin for connecting servo motor. These are correct. It's not there. Yeah, A it is there. A it is there. Just declaration. So mostly some common sense you can answer some questions. Even though you do not know coding, firmware development, you do not know anything how to write the program. But simply by reading the question carefully, you can answer. Just read 2-3 times, you will get some answer. Yeah, this is also a coding related question. What is the delay? Delay 1000. Normally we write to add delay in a firmware in program, we use this command, delay command in embedded C. Embedded C we use delay. 1000 means what? 1000 millisecond, not seconds. 1000 milliseconds. So how much delay is created? So Arduino, actually they are called sketches. Program is nothing but sketch. Note down this point also. Arduino sketch means it is a program, embedded C program written for that microcontroller. ఏ ప్రోగ్రామ్ అయితే మీరు ఆ మైక్రో కంట్రోలర్ లోడ్ చేయాలో అది స్కెచ్ అంటారు దాన్ని. స్కెచ్ విల్ హ్యావ్ దిస్ ఇంక్లూడ్ హ్యాష్, ఇంక్లూడ్ లైబ్రరీస్, ఇనిషియలైజేషన్స్, కాన్ఫిగరేషన్స్, void, main loop, initializing pins, all those things. So delay is very much required. Delay, every time we use delay. On and off. To LED you want to make it on, off. Pass logic high and then delay, then pass logic low. It will be on, off like this. So delay is very much required in that program. So you can change the delay. How much delay? 1 second. The answer is 1 second is correct answer. Next. What is the next question? Additional hardware is required to load a program in the Arduino Uno board using computer. Oh, this is another question. You do require any hardware to load a program into microcontroller? Do you require hardware? After writing program in Arduino IDE, we compile a sketch, we call it a sketch, we compile it, we get an executable, we generate hex file, then this hex file has to be loaded into the microcontroller on the real-time board. So for that there is another software. For that there are different softwares to load into the microcontrollers. Okay, that is a software. You have to understand, a software is required, a separate tool is required, but you don't require any additional hardware. You don't require any additional hardware to load these sketch programs into the microcontrollers. So the answer is hello? Class. So this is another question about Arduino. You know that Arduino microcontroller, how many pins are there? You know the pins, pin description, how many pins are there? Digital pins, analog pins, how many PWM pins are there? And the analog some pins are there, digital some pins are there. In the digital pins there are some specific PWM pins, pulse width modulation pins, pulse width modulation. How many pins are there? Answer is 6. 6 is the correct answer, but 6 is not here. You can note down that 6 pins. 6 pins unnai, just note down. D3, D5, D6, D3, D5, D6, D9, D10, D11. 3, 5, 6, 9, 10, 11. 6 digital pins, PWM based. 6 sketch, some program is given. This is a initialization, variable declaration. This void setup file, void setup loop, this void loop, this is a loop. Setup, actually there are two main parts of sketch. There are two main components in the sketch. One is void setup function. What it will do? It will do this, which pin, what are the pins you are using in microcontroller, which pin you want to make it as input pin, which pin you want to make it as output pin. Those all declarations are done in this setup. Void setup. Then void loop, actual logic, actual program is there in the loop. So what is the question here? What is the question? Okay, he is asking G. So R is input pin, G is what? Actually here also some common sense you have to use. You do not know the program, do not know anything, but see here, where is G is used here? Digital write, you are writing. Digital write G comma high. This pin you are using. So what are the options you see? What are the options you see? Options not given. Is this input or output? You are writing. G, come down. Here you have to fill that. Actually program is not given fully. Dash dash is given. That you have to fill that code. Come down. Here what you supposed to write here is asking. What you supposed to write here? Pin code. So it is because this is a write your output. Input you collect sensor data, we output it. So output is the answer. Since pin G is writing digital, it is required to set output mode. We are writing, it is output. If you are taking input, you are writing output. Two modes are there, input, output. Read, write also, two options. Next. Verify option. చేశారు మీరు ఆర్డినో ఐడి తెలుసా మీకు? ఆర్డినో ఐడి నోబడీ ఈజ్ నోయింగ్. ఆర్డినో ఐడి. ఆర్డినోలో స్కెచ్ రాసిన తర్వాత ఆఫ్టర్ రైటింగ్ స్కెచ్ వాట్ ఈస్ ఆప్షన్? యూ హ్యావ్ టు కంపైల్ చేయాలి ప్రోగ్రామ్. దట్ ఈస్ ఆల్సో కాల్డ్ యాజ్ వెరిఫై/కంపైల్. వెరిఫై/కంపైల్. So what is the answer? Boys, what is the answer? Look at the question. The verify option in the Arduino IDE checks the code for compilation errors. Is it not? Because it is checking. When you click on that button, it is going to check the compilation errors, syntax errors. And it will give the description in the bottom window. Verify or compare, both are same. Verifying sketch is nothing but compiling C program. Verifying is nothing but compiling. Note down. Later you may get doubt, what is verify? Verifying a sketch is nothing but compiling a embedded C program. So verify option is correct. Next. Python is talking about Python programming. Is it a lightweight programming or not? Python is lightweight or not? Is it lightweight or not? What is lightweight here? Lightweight programming language. Lightweight protocols we have seen before. Lightweight protocols. Here we are talking about lightweight programming. Lightweight and heavyweight. What is the difference? Heavyweight means something like C. So much initiation, so much is required. We should be very careful in writing. Lot of restrictions, keywords, specific, syntax, semicolons, colons, gaps, backslash, forward slash, backward slash. So much restrictions. In writing C, it is very tough. Writing in Python, very easy. Easily you can understand. See the 5 lines of code, what it is doing, you can understand. Because the keywords, the functions, the method names, very much easy to understand, readable, very much to understand. The code writing, reading, understanding is easy. Easy to learn also. Easy to learn, very quickly you can learn and write. Just in no time you can write the Python code. Anything, graphics, output, image processing. Just in 5 lines you can read the image and show the image. Just in 3-4 lines. Whereas in C, reading image, horrible. So graphics you have to initialize, so much you have to add libraries, and you have to so much for loops you have to use, read the file, using 2 for loop structures, and then it is very, very tough. Whereas in Python, just call one method, import that library, just in 2-3 lines you can read image and show the image. Whereas in C it requires 30-40 lines of code. That is called heavyweight. That is called heavyweight. This is lightweight. Next. Yeah. Python does not support strict rules for syntax. True? 100% I will not accept, because that indentation is very strict in Python. Indentation లేకపోతే చాలా కష్టం Python. So myself I felt that difficulty while writing Python code. I get errors. I don't know why it is getting error, because indentation problem. Many times we get this error, indentation in Python. But still, compared to other languages, it is somewhat easy. Dash is a software that is used to write codes, integrate several modules and libraries. Suppose in your embedded you are using some microcontroller, you are writing program, embedded C program, the firmware development, you require some IDE, integrated development environment. Arduino IDE is the popular famous IDE which we use. Arduino IDE. What for this IDE? To write the program, there is an editor to write, to verify the sketch, to convert into executable, hexadecimal, all these things. Without this IDE, we cannot do anything. So IDE will have all these things, adding libraries, whatever the libraries required. Suppose you are using microcontroller 8051, so you require the reg51.h header file, so that is required. So all these things, IDE is the answer. Mainly it is writing codes, integrating modules, different modules, integrating libraries. ఇవన్నీ మనం దేంట్లో చేస్తాం? ఐడిఈలో. పైథాన్ కాదురా, ఐడిఈలో అంత ఎడిటర్ ఉంటుంది, దాంట్లో రాస్తాం, కంపైల్ చేస్తాం, కన్వర్ట్ చేస్తాం, ఎర్రర్స్ చెక్ చేస్తాం, లైబ్రరీస్ యాడ్ చేస్తాం, హెడర్ ఫైల్స్ యాడ్ చేస్తాం, అవన్నీ దాంట్లో చేస్తాం ఐడిఈలో. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్. Yeah, this same point I was telling, rigid indentation. Python lo adoka problem. Strictly that when you are writing some method, all the lines of that method should be in line. If it is there is space, gap, you get error. Konchu gap, okka line gap undante, 4 lines code you are writing. First line like this. Itla unte okay. Suppose you are written, you have given gap here, started here, then you get error. Or you have written like this, you get error, because this is called indentation. This is called indentation. Okka line lo undali. All lines of the code, all statements in the function should be in line. You are writing for loop, some statements you are writing inside the for loop, all of them should be in line without any, okay, same line. So that is one problem actually in Python. So that is true. Next. So Python code, some answer, something is asking, print. Hi, welcome to Python. So which it will print, this or this or this? Second? Code, double quotes will not come in the print, right? Double quotes print kaadu, double quotes lopala edu undo adi print avuthundi. So which one? Yeah, only this, inside this. Just check in Google Colab. Any small program of Python you want to test, go to Google, simple. Within no time you can check the output. Go to Google Colab. Just type Google Colab. It will open the Python editor directly from the cloud. Just enter this line, one line code. There only, just click, there is a arrow like this. Itla untundi arrow. Just write that code, just click on this. It will give the output here. Very easy. No need to install any software on your desktop or laptop. Just if you have internet connectivity, that's enough to run the Python code. Inka heavy software is not required. I mean, heavy softwares ante what you use normally for Python? Python ki em vaadtaru meeru? Any softwares you are using for Python? Huh? ID? Command line you are using or GUI? Command line also you can use for Python. Heavy softwares are there. Jupyter unda? We don't require Jupyter. Yeah, there's heavy softwares. But just in a cloud, simple to use Python software is Google Colab. Oka network connectivity just 5 MB unte chalu. Just open అయిపోతుంది. 5-10 MB it will open. Just type that line to check the output. Even mobile also you can check. Even in your mobile also you can just check Google Colab. Anybody can check. ఒకళ్ళు ఎవరైనా చెక్ చేయండి గూగుల్ కోలాబ్ మొబైల్లో. గూగుల్ కోలాబ్ I used to check like that only, every Python code. Even if I don't know code, I just type there, I'll check the output. Okay, not only this, I'm telling, any code, any Python code, 1 line, 2 line, 3 lines or 4 lines, you just type there on this command line, Google Colab, it will open easily. Next. How to open a file in Python? Opening a files in Python, there are different modes: reading, writing, appending. All are there. It's supporting all. So read option is there, write option is there, appending, adding is there. All are there. There are specific methods for reading one method, writing one method, appending one method. You have to use that libraries. You have to install that. Pip install is a command. Pip install and that library. Suppose in Python, whatever the library you want, you can use any library. Just install it. Just install it and use it. Suppose if library is missing and error vachindi, immediately pip command untundi. Pip install that library name. It will install that library. Then immediately it will work. There are so many libraries in Python. Number of libraries. Just quickly download, use. Next. Now what is the command? What is the state whether the following command to install the PIL library is correct or not? Sudo pip get pillow. Actually here this is correct. This is correct. Pillow is correct because pillow we have to install. Some library, pillow we don't know. Some library we want to install. That is pillow. But get is not used, not supposed to be used. That's why. That is. Yeah, the correct syntax is sudo pip install pillow. Sudo. I just told you, any library you want to install, pip install library. Pip install library. But here using get is used. That is get is wrong. It is not supported. Get is not supported. Okay. How many data types are there in Python? 5 data types is correct. 5 unnai akada. Yeah, 5 correct. 5 is their option. What are the data types in Python? Raskund. Integer, float, dictionaries, strings, lists. String, list, dictionary. Strings, lists, dictionary, into float. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have only few data types compared to C. Yeah, only less number of data types. So that is the answer is correct. 5 is their option. Next. Rasara? 5. Integer, float, string, list, dictionary. Well, again code is given. Just check common sense to answer cheyachu idi kuda. Just common sense. Some big program is given. So generally when you see the big program you will skip that. Generally in exams, very huge code, oh, you will skip it. Don't do that. See the structure. If else, actually if else loop. C program you are knowing that actually. If else. Python also follows almost similar. If condition, if and it is a condition, whatever the condition you write, and the statements, correct no? Here else if, correct, ELIF, else if, condition checking, statements, correct, else statements, everything is correct. Then where is the mistake? Semicolon is missing. That is a problem. If condition, semicolon is. Else if there is no semicolon, else also no semicolon. Here we require semicolons for every statement in Python. Not required. So that is correct. But here wrong. Here wrong. So answer is some error we get. It's not proper syntax for if else if. Okay. Raspberry Pi. What is Raspberry Pi? That is also one more development board like Arduino, Raspberry Pi, along with operating system and networking support. We have a Raspberry Pi. Raspberry Pi can be configured. It is advanced actually. Compared to Arduino, it is advanced. Raspberry Pi. It has got Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, all protocol support, networking support, operating system involved. It's a wonderful software. Firmware development is possible. So we can configure that Raspberry Pi as a server. That is true. We can configure it as a mail server. We can configure it as a email server. We can configure it as a web server. We can configure whatever the configuration. You can do it anything. It is flexible. దాని ఎలా అయినా వాడుకోవచ్చు మనం ఆ రాస్బెర్రీ పైని ఎలాంటి సర్వర్ కిందైనా వాడుకోవచ్చు. సో ఆన్సర్ ఈస్ వీ కెన్ కాన్ఫిగర్. ఏది అడిగినా సరే ఎస్ అని పెట్టండి అంతే. ఈ ఆస్క్ నాట్ ఓన్లీ వెబ్ సర్వర్, ఇంకోటి ఏదో అడిగాడు సమ్ అదర్ సర్వర్, ఎస్ అని పెట్టండి. బికాజ్ వీ కెన్ కాన్ఫిగర్. ఎనీథింగ్ ఈజ్ పాసిబుల్. ఎనీథింగ్ ఈజ్ పాసిబుల్ విత్ రాస్బెర్రీ పై. యూ కెన్ కాన్ఫిగర్ as వెబ్ సర్వర్, మెయిల్ సర్వర్, ఎనీ సర్వర్, HTTP సర్వర్, జీమెయిల్ సర్వర్, నెట్వర్కింగ్ సర్వర్, ఏదైనా చేయొచ్చు. ప్రాక్సీ సర్వర్స్ ఎట్లయినా కాన్ఫిగర్ చేయొచ్చు అది. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్. What is the frequency used? I note down the frequency. Frequency used in Raspberry Pi 1 gigahertz. What is the frequency used? Raspberry Pi 0 CPU, because it's a clock speed. Every microcontroller or every processor has a clock. It will operate at specified clock frequency. So that clock is 1 gigahertz. Is there here? Yeah, it is given different values. So answer is none. Next. Next question. Again code. Sudo apt get install python rpa gpi.
See here, install, already you know, pip install, sudo install. This is we are expecting it to download this library. So it is installing the Raspberry Pi GPIO, General Purpose Input Output Library. That is installed. You can understand the syntax, right? Install Python RPA GPIO. It is installing that library, that's all. It is installing that library. So answer is installing that GPIO library. Python codes are very easy. Don't think it is big. Don't think heavy. Take it light. Easily you can. 2-3 papers you see, you can answer. Next. What is the command to exit from Nano editor? Arduino Nano. How to come out of the sketch? Program రాశారు, కంపైల్ చేశారు, చెక్ చేశారు, అంతా అయిపోయింది. You want to come out of that. What is the command use? Shortcut key. What is the shortcut key? తెలుసా? Control X. Control X. It will come out of the editor. Control sketch నుంచి బయటకు వచ్చేస్తుంది. Control X. Okay, na time. Your lunch time. Okay, then we'll stop here. If any, just go through the other assignments also. Go through the other assignments also. Any doubts, you can come to me anytime. Okay, we'll stop here.